So, Candace Owens is being sued by Brigitte Macron, the First Lady of France. Why? Because Owens publicly claimed Macron is secretly a trans woman. But this isn't just celebrity gossip. It's part of a much deeper problem. How we still treat trans women as a joke. And how we're now policing all women based on how they look. Let's talk about it. Here's the situation. Candace Owens recently made several comments in tweets and videos claiming that Brigitte Macron is actually transgender. Macron is not trans. But that wasn't really the point. The point was to use it as an insult. As a result, Brigitte Macron and her legal team are now suing Owens for defamation and identity abuse under French law. And honestly, good. Because even if you think, well, being trans isn't a bad thing, which it isn't, the way Owens framed it was clearly meant to humiliate. And this isn't the first time someone has done this. But the way it's happening now, it's different. It's getting worse. Let's be clear. This kind of joke depends on the idea that being trans is shameful. It's built on stereotypes. It's meant to make people laugh, not a situation, but at a person. We've seen it again and again. If a woman is older or has sharp features, someone calls her a man. If she doesn't wear makeup or doesn't look traditionally female, she must be trans. And if someone actually is trans, then apparently that's the punchline. It's both transphobic and misogynistic. It says that womanhood only belongs to the people who look a certain way. And if you fall outside that box, then your gender is fair game. And let's not ignore how Candace Owens tried to twist it. She said, being trans isn't an insult, but she only said that after using it as one. You don't get to mock someone, then pretend it was a compliment. This story matters because it draws attention to a pattern. It's not just about Candace Owens or Brigitte Macron. It's about how trans people, and especially trans women, are used as a cultural punchline. It tells us that our identities can be weaponized. That someone can decide without knowing you that you're not who you say you are. It says we're shameful, embarrassing, laughable. That's the message being sent. And it's that message so many of us have had to fight every single day just to be seen. And this isn't just happening with Macron. There's a whole community online, and it's growing, where people take photos and videos of women, especially famous ones, and try to prove they're secretly men. They'll say, "Look at the jawline. Her shoulders are too broad. That's not how a real woman walks." It's obscene. It's cruel. And it's completely disconnected from reality. They even use AI now. Create fake before images of women when they were supposedly male. I've seen people do this with celebrities, athletes, politicians, and yes, even Brigitte Macron. There are real people out there who believe she was born male. Not because of any evidence, but because her appearance doesn't match their cartoon version of what a woman should be. Which shows you exactly how fragile their idea of gender really is. Once a woman turns a certain age, or has strong features, or doesn't wear makeup, she's suddenly suspect. Her entire identity becomes a topic for online debate. And that's the world this creates. It's not just online. Because once you label someone as not woman enough, suddenly you're asking questions like, should she be allowed in the women's toilets? Is she safe in women's spaces? Is she even really a woman? This is what happens when you reduce gender to a look. It puts every woman under scrutiny. And it makes the world less safe, not just for trans women, but for all women. To be honest, I don't care what you think about Candace Owens' politics. I'm not here to defend or critique Brigitte Macron's policies either. What I care about is what this moment says about how we treat people and how we still use trans women as a way to shame someone. About how a person's identity can be ripped apart in public just because they don't look right to someone else. We need to do better. Because this isn't just about a lawsuit and headlines. It's about the message we're sending to real people every single day. Messages like, you're only valid if you look a certain way. You're only safe if you fit the mold. You only get respect if you perform femininity perfectly. I've lived with that. Most trans women I know have to. So what do we do next? We call this behaviour out. Not just when it targets trans people, but whenever it tries to strip someone of their identity based on how they look. We challenge the idea that womanhood has to fit one narrow box. We push back against the people who turned gender into a game of spot the difference. And we stop treating people's bodies or their past like it's public property. Because if we want a world where trans women are safe, we need a world where all women are trusted to know who they are. This starts with us, not just the policymakers or influencers, us. What we tolerate, what we share, what we laugh at, and most importantly, what we defend. So if you've ever been misgendered, if you've had your identity questioned, if you've ever been told you don't look right, you're not alone. And you deserve better. Thank you for watching the video. If this video meant something to you, please consider giving it a like. It really helps the channel grow. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you'll never miss a future upload. I'd also like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about today's topic? Leave a comment. I read every one. And if you'd like to help support my channel directly, I now have a channel support option. It's just £1 a month, but it helps me more than you know. You can find the link just below this video. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.